It'd be good for me to help me get it going.
We have in the past something that looks like this. They had to come in with the structural engineers, to sign off on that slab, that foundation before we allowed to go farther. This is that, from what I see, these cracks and everything, the brick falling off, is that something we're gonna require?
I mean, it may be possible once we get the foundation done with, then we'll look at our options about removing that brick and just put some other type of siding on there. Or, like I said, there's so much questions to be answered. I agree with you that we got to figure out.
Foundation will have to get addressed first.
Exactly. That's obviously the first thing to be dealt with.
Steve, what's your recommendation?
My recommendation would be,
I'm comfortable giving 89 days
no,
where we're at now.
I mean, we need a plan of action within 30 days.
So that would be my thoughts, for him to be coming back with some, showing what you've done and what you've got ready to do within 30 days.
Not what you've done, because we won't issue permits until we have a plan of action.
I would think the foundation is probably gonna be one of the most expensive things, and it might be to the point, once you get a bid on that, you might not want to do that, but if, I don't want to tie it up 90 days.
My plan B would be that I have two other people that have interest in, in the buy, tear it down, and just build another house there.
Yeah.
And that just relieves me of all that stuff. But I got a relative who wants to keep it in the family. It's been my grandfather moved from Chicago to here, and that was the first house my mom and my grandfather lived in. And part of me wants to keep it in the family, but, you know, it's a 70-year-old house, and so I've never had the finances really to do really major upgrade on it, but things are starting to turn around, and I'm hoping that we can get it done.
So if we live local, so you live in
Fort Worth.
I moved over to Crestwood.
Okay.
So,
I own two other houses.
Steve, if we allow 30 days, would you rather us take action, formal action tonight, and only allow 30 days until it comes
Yes,
back?
we need something that says that we got 30 days, and we need to hold it to 30 days.
Until they come back and
Yes.
we can extend it.
But we do need action, well, we're still in.
Well, and I think 30 days
We
is
still have
ample
the
time to
hearing.
get an assessment and a professional assessment on the foundation issue. That way we know we're not going to go. So if it's determined that it's out of the budget, and, you know, like if say they want $15,000 to fix it, or it could be more, maybe less, I don't know. I think they said potentially about 8,000 is the number we heard, 8,200 or something like that is what we heard initially. Okay, so if it turns out that it's more, because these other issues, you know, the hard pipe to the furnace and shingles missing because of the tree removal, those can all be dealt with, I'm sure.
But
the foundation, we don't
and
know.
sheet rock is not gonna be a cheap thing either. What I heard, there's not any
Well,
insulation in
my
it.
brother has to be a drywall contractor, so he's got it through. And we have a family interest, we don't have any legal interest, it's all on him legally, but, you know, he's got help. So, I mean, if it does, if it's determined that the foundation and the brickwork or whatever, or even if it's brick removal, I know that's gotta be expensive. If it's determined that it's too much, then, I mean, then can the house be sold as is to somebody? I mean, I know they inherit the problem.
That's up to
So,
you.
yeah.
Well, the substandard goes with the property. It doesn't change just because of ownership. So
I know we touched on
Well,
that this morning.
But then,
I think you heard one over there where we're postponing.
in 30 days, you would know whether to make an assessment, whether you're gonna fix it or walk away with it, or try to sell it at that time.
If it's gonna be too much for me to fix it myself, or for my cousin who wants to buy it, to fix it up, then yeah, I'm gonna look at an as-is buyer, which I have a couple I've talked to, that are willing to come in there and give me an assessment of what I can walk away from it with. And that I plan on, you know, it's just time to get something done, and I admit I've procrastinated over the last few months of doing stuff, and,
Again, I think 30
but, you know, I've been mentally, physically.
But how long, well, how long have we been dealing with this piece of property?
since October,
Not that long ago.
It's been a long time.
Steve, when a foundation, a solid foundation moves like that, what are they doing to the plumbing?
the plumbing would have to all be checked.
Well, correct.
I mean, I can't say what's under the foundation or what's in the walls.
Well, to correct what you said earlier, it is a pier and beam. It's so it's not a slab.
Oh, it is.
So.
But if I go in there and start ripping up walls, y'all gonna get, really mad at me for ripping up walls.
That line, that's right, was concrete.
I mean, if I walk in with a sawzall, y'all gonna be pretty mad.
Right. Well, it leads to, it can, pass the hydrostatic test.
Well, I mean, your plumber's gonna put a test on everything.
Okay. Any other comments? This public hearing is now closed.
So we're talking about Roman numeral 1.
Well, my comment, this has been 5 months. We're no further along than we were. We need an order, we need it in place, and we need to stick to it.
I move that the city council find that the building located at 751 Yale Street, based on evidence presented in the hearing, is substandard, and that the conditions set forth in the building officials reporting exist to the extent that the liability, property, or safety of the public and occupants of the building, if applicable, are endangered, and that the building is feasible of repair and the court order the building to be repaired by the owner within 30 days, and the lien holder or mortgagee within an additional 30 days if the owner does not comply. And or that the building be repaired in conformance with requirements of section .307.004 of the Railroad Code of Ordinances of 2006, as amended or demolished by the owner and the debris removed within 30 days, or by the lien holder or mortgagee within an additional 30 days if the owner does not comply. And further find that if the building is not repaired within that time, there's no reasonable probability that the building will be repaired within a reasonable period of time if additional time is given. Order that substandard fee of $150 be paid upon permanent issuance. Certificate of occupancy will not be final until all substandard fees are paid in full.
Second. You have a motion, second. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Well, there's a lot there, but basically what it comes down to is communicate with Steve, as I think it sounds like he told you. If you bring him plans and the work, you can come back. I mean,
So
you can come back.
if I come up with an estimate that I can work with on this, foundation, would I have to wait till we have another hearing before I can start, arrange for permits and get the ball rolling, or do I need to, can I get the ball rolling?
You can get permits under this, but you would want to get with him so that you could,
All right,
so that if the work's going to take more than 30 days, as most likely will, you could request more time at that point. So just, get with him whenever you get those estimates in, and he'll walk you through the process. He's done
if I'm not
this.
mistaken, my estimate's supposed to come Thursday.
Okay.
Okay.
Let them look at it, and then we'll have to put our heads together and see what we come up with.
Get with Steve. That's, you just need to get with Steve.
Yes.
And they'll work with you from that point forward.
All right, well, I'll communicate with them before the end of the week, hopefully.
Thank you.
Am I good?
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Item number 17, consider approval of ordinance 1235-2020, amended to fiscal year 2019-2020 operating budget, transferring funds from the deposit holding reserve fund to account 035305357, purchase of property in the Economic Development Corporation Fund.
We're anticipated to close on this March the 18th. In doing so, we have available funds in the EDC of $476,306. Once the $408,077.70 is deducted for the entire closing and everything, it's going to leave us a balance of $68,000. In order to maintain sufficient operational funds into the EDC, I talked to the city auditor, and the account that we have is deposit holdings, which is no more than it holds the security for the deposits that are throughout the city. We don't ever use it to run the water department or anything like that. And taking the money out of that, we would have to have it put back, according to the auditor, by the end of this fiscal year, which, based off our sales tax revenue and all that, is highly doable. And of course, with getting leasing on some of this other property we have, will more meet that need to do so. It maintains enough in case something does come up. It'd be hard to do it in the middle of the run. I'd have to come back to you all to do that. So we're asking to put that in for operational purposes only. But it will require.
And Margaret and I talked today, and it is permissible to transfer funds from the EDC, from the general fund to the EDC to act on any of that. But,